Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Killer B. Thanks for being here. We have Liereyy and Hearttttt today versus MBL and 8th Wonder. This is one hell of a good game. 2v2 Arabia, Britons and Japanese on both sides. This one is a barn burner. I saw it live, and the title of this video is going to be How to Win, because this is all about how to win the game. There's some pretty intense all-in plays here, but it all really comes down to which players are best at finishing the job. Okay, so if we look at the maps here real quick as we work our way through, we'll see Hearttttt has back gold, back stone. Should be a decent map for him. Can probably wall up this side and the front if he wants. Well, the front's pretty darn open. We got to keep an eye on MBL early on. MBL's been getting really aggressive with his scout early in these games, so we'll keep an eye on his scout for the moment. Not a terrible map for Hearttttt. I think he'll be okay as Japanese. He will be opposite MBL as Japanese as well. Both players coming in around 2K, maybe a little bit of a low rating though for MBL. He's probably better than his rating suggests. Right now he is going to hook around to the right, and it doesn't look like he will find a boar or any sheep to lame early in this game. Okay, so MBL with some early aggressive scout play. We've been seeing that a lot from him lately. Playing very well is MBL. One Vil here idle, going to drop a lumber camp very soon. You can see right off the bat that he doesn't have the greatest options for wood lines, but he will be okay there if he can defend himself. Maybe he can wall in part of this, but it's a pretty open map for him. His back resources will be good for him. That will help him take any punishment early in the game, but they're all clustered. They're all clustered together. Might be something that Hearttttt can exploit as this one goes on. 8th Wonder will be MBL's teammate. 4 Vils on wood early for the blue player. He'll have a decent back deer patch. Both boars on the front, but no laming coming in from green. Both the main gold and main stone on the front in kind of an ugly location, but maybe he can block this off. Maybe he'll go with a drush since he does have those 4 Vils on wood and block in his map while his drush is keeping his opponent busy. His opponent will be Liereyy and Britons as well as 8th Wonder. 4 Vils on wood for the green player here, luring in his boar as we speak. Lierey's got a decent map by the looks of it. I think he can block that side off. He's actually going to start doing so with a house right now. His main stone will be outside of probably where we might expect his walls to come in, but he will have back gold to work with. So he should be able to get to the castle age and push out if he does get pressured on the front here. Lierey's got a very good map. I think he'll be benefited greatly by it. MBL did find somewhere to put some aggression down with the scout. He's stealing a boar as we speak. So MBL will steal a boar from Hearttttt. We saw that scout roaming around kind of in no man's land. We didn't really expect it to steal anything, but MBL will do so here. And if we look at the fog of war, he's going to be able to even take a different path home. Take a different path home and reveal some map. He knows where his boar is. He's about to go lure it in. This is an interesting time for him because he's going to want to keep that boar busy for a little while if he can. He's luring his own boar as we speak, so he's going to be chewing through that boar for some time. 4 Vils on wood for MBL, so expect some early pressure potentially from the purple player here. So MBL is trying to keep that boar busy. He's taken a couple of extra hits from it, but he's going to have to chew through this boar if he wants to maximize his villager time. That boar dies. I guess he's going to lure this boar right in. Sometimes you'll see players sort of keep this boar busy with their scout for an extra maybe 30 seconds or a minute so they can chew through part of their dead boar. MBL will have 2 boars on the ground, but plenty of Vils there working them. Looks good for MBL. Dropping a house here. Did drop a barracks, but then deleted it. For the time being, we will not see a drush from him. Liereyy starting to wall in the front side of his zone, and that is going to be that for the time being. 4 Vils on wood for the yellow player, just grabbing some deer, pushing in a little deer here and there. 8th Wonder grabbing loom, so we've got to think 8th Wonder might go up before clicking up. I'm sorry, before building his militia. We'll see. Currently on 189 food. He's grabbing the 10 gold, so it looks like a drush. But the loom there was a little earlier than maybe I expected. Okay, let's see. Liereyy looking across the map. MBL, everybody's on about 150 food. Players starting to put up barracks, so it looks like we could see drushes across the map. Yellow player already has his barracks up. MBL sending 2 Vils over to gold. Does not have a barracks yet. Is going to be building one just now. MBL's a little bit late to that party. It's a little late to the party. Alright, we'll speed this one up for a moment. We'll work our way toward the feudal age. We'll see if anybody gets any good damage done with their Drush. Feudal Age click up for MBL, so he'll click up before building too many militia. 8th Wonder will click up as well. So both players having a barracks down early-ish, but neither player going with any real Drush aggression. However, we may see men-at-arms. We may see some Feudal Age militia coming out and eventually some men-at-arms. Looks like militia coming out right now for MBL. Loom coming in for Heart, so he's got to be thinking about clicking up soon. Couple of militia coming forward here for the yellow player. It's pretty standard Drush. MBL will try to defend it with a couple of militia for now. He's going to need to micro this very well, maybe bring a couple villagers into the fray, but he should be able to defend that side. I wouldn't expect him to lose a vill, but he may be distracted from picking berries for the time being. So yeah, it looks like MBL is sort of roaming around. He's now got his scout involved. In fact, his scout will get a few pokes in here for free before the yellow player gets ready. 4th militia out for MBL. That's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. Seems to be somewhat committed to building militia. Looks like he will eventually clean up that Drush. He'll have 3 relatively high HP militia, and he's going to send 3 villagers forward. So MBL sending villagers forward to tower. But look at this. 8th Wonder doing the same. 8th Wonder will have a Drush and a couple of villagers coming forward to drop towers. If we look at the map, Liereyy has done a really good job to wall. This is a big deal. Liereyy is going to wall this villager out. That's very awkward for him. He's going to have to either delete this and let his opponent in, or he's going to have to lose a vill. Oh boy, he's going to lose a vill on that side. That's really, really not good at all for him. Top of the hill, a tower comes down. We'll see one quickly in defense here for Liereyy. That tower is not going to do anything as far as putting pressure on resources, but it can help keep these men-at-arms safe and deter some secondary walls. That isn't a defensive tower from Liereyy. It's a secondary set of walls, so he'll block off that side with another group of palisades. He's done a good job to wall outward, and then when his opponent takes that front line, he can wall again back here. But that is about it. The next wall is going to have to start blocking off some of his eco. So Liereyy getting pressured here early with some towers. His Drush is forward, but it's pretty much neutered at this point. MBL has a couple militia forward. He'll be dropping a tower on his opponent as well. Once again, not taking away any resources for the time being, but taking a good location on the hill and helping his army put pressure on these palisades. MBL has gone men-at-arms, wheelbarrow on its way for MBL, and we'll see if his push continues. He's going to drop another tower right now. 3 vills on stone, so we'll keep an eye on his stone count. Potentially going to be able to build several more towers. 8th Wonder right now has just transitioned a couple vills over to stone. He's mostly cleaned up this Drush for the time being. However, you know, he's still taking some damage. He's still being annoyed. So Lierey's doing a pretty good job there with the militia. He won't get any kills, but he will at least annoy his opponent. Archer's starting to come out. 1 range for the blue player. He can start sending those forward. He has a forward range as well, so he's pretty committed to this aggression. If he loses that front area, it's going to be really, really difficult for 8th Wonder to get back in this game. He's going to use those vills and the men-at-arms to put pressure on a couple palisades, work his way through, and if he roams down to this gold pile, I think he's going to be in fantastic shape. However, he doesn't know that gold is there, so he's probably going to drop a tower. Yeah, here we go. He's going to drop a tower. It's on a hill. It's got a nice hill bonus. It'll put pressure on the front of the eco here. It's going to be annoying, but it's not going to be anywhere near a game-changing tower, at least for now. But the tower creep continues for the blue player. Tower creep for MBL continues as well. Looks like he's going to lose a vill maybe to this TC. Oh boy, he walked way too close to that TC, but it was ungarrisoned by Heart just as that vill walked by. Yeah, MBL will still lose that vill in the end. So MBL is still creeping around. He's going to take away this wood pile, but you can see that Heart's back gold is still keeping him in the game. He's transitioned his wood economy to the backside, and he's very wisely taking some stone on the front. He's going to need some defensive towers to stop the roll of his opponent. This tower is okay on top of this hill, but it's not great. He's going to need more towers than that to defend. Right now, MBL's men-at-arms are not doing much. I don't know how much they can do here without getting in range of this tower. Looks like they can take down some palisades on that side. So MBL tower creeping, his teammate 8th Wonder tower creeping. At this point, watching this game live, I thought these guys might be a little bit on tilt. We saw in the previous game, Liereyy and Heart really got the better of MBL and 8th Wonder. So, you know, it seemed like kind of an all-in, maybe a little bit of a desperate strategy. Don't see 2 players in a 2v2 going with towers that often. But both players here on MBL's team going to go all in with tower aggression. I shouldn't say all in, but when you build your ranges forward and you build this many towers, when you lose them, if you lose them, you're going to be in some serious trouble. Same thing for the blue player. He's got a couple of buildings forward, or a archery range forward, and several towers. If he loses this area, he's going to be in some trouble. Castle Age is in for Liereyy and Hearttttt. You can see Liereyy is going to send in the tank. Well, not the tank, but the battering ram. Start knocking down some of these forward towers from his opponent and reclaim his land. It looks like 8th Wonder for now won't be very close to clicking up. MBL is getting pretty close to clicking up, needs just a little bit more food, and he should be able to send himself to the Castle Age. Just picked through his berries, still tower creeping forward. Looks like the yellow player has decided to send some crossbows around this barricade toward MBL. He's going to be aided by a wolf here. He may be able to win that, depending on the amount of HP on the crossbows. Looks like MBL might be out-microing him, and those crossbows are relatively low HP, so MBL will clean up that little army. That was an important army for Hearttttt because he wanted to do some raiding. He was not going to be able to get anything done. He's going to lose almost that whole army for free. A couple of feudal archers for MBL, able to really outplay the crossbows of Hearttttt. One skirm mixed in there for good keeping, but right now the tower push, the tower aggression for MBL seems to be slowing down. He's got quite a few towers here on the front. He's taking away his opponent's secondary gold out there on the front. But Hearttttt is going to be just fine and dandy for the time being, taking back gold, back stone. Army's still fighting on the front. It does look like Hearttttt is going to try to stabilize the ship, mostly with crossbows. He's going to need better micro. He's just launching a lot of arrows that are missing. We can see a ram that went down here. I saw that go down live. 8th Wonder was smart enough to pop out some vills and rush that ram down with villagers, slowing his opponent's ability to clean up this forward. But this forward is going to get cleaned up nonetheless. I mean, there's nothing here to protect it. Rams roaming forward. Castle Age has not been clicked by 8th Wonder. 8th Wonder is in a lot of trouble here. Liereyy absolutely is defending that tower aggression very nicely. We're going to see 8th Wonder build a couple defensive towers. Very nice position, creating basically a wall of arrows here across the front. He's going to have one on this wood line as well. He's also starting to wall himself in. So 8th Wonder is going to turtle up here and try to absorb some aggression from Liereyy for the time being. I think a forward siege workshop might do a whole lot of good for the green player, but in any case, he is so far ahead of his opponent. He's already ramming down these towers. He's in such good shape. Green player right now is on 1 TC. Looks like Hearttttt on the other side will be on 2 TCs. So 2 TCs building up for the yellow player. MBL did hit the Castle Age while we were looking away. He's on 1 TC for the time being, but he will build a few more here in a few minutes. MBL sending in knights here 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, I would suppose. He's got double stables on the front to go with his ranges, so he is all in on this forward aggression. Double stable knights. He's just using his men-at-arms, kind of hanging out there to guard against any aggression. Sending that first knight in to snipe the mangonel, absolutely worth it. Will die there in the front, but absolutely the right investment there for MBL. Right away, Hearttttt is going to go with a monastery. Maybe he's scouted the double stables. Maybe he's just taking that first knight. I think he's just taking that first knight at his word. Assuming MBL will continue to build knights, green player Liereyy trying to come forward and do some harassment, but he's going to find that wall of arrows. It's really not, this isn't the right unit composition, but the mangonel will certainly help. I think he can put pressure on these front ranges if he wants, or he can start to try to roll up this eco. We'll see what he decides to do. Yellow player roaming forward with 8 crossbows should be able to do some damage to MBL because all of MBL's buildings here are forward. MBL is all in on this aggression. Whenever somebody goes all in with tower aggression, you often get an opportunity to hit them back at home because they have nothing there. Hearttttt is housed. Looks like he will be, 8th Wonder will be in the Castle Age as we speak. So 8th Wonder hitting the Castle Age, his forward aggression totally cleaned up. Second TC coming for the green player. MBL running in here with some knights, getting in some damage. He's doing a decent job at annoying this eco. But the yellow player will chase him around with probably enough crossbows to clean this up. MBL is focusing on vills, no bloodlines, no added bonus, because it is Japanese, of course. So those knights will be roaming around, and basically they're going to get cleaned up for not much. Good job idling the eco. Good job keeping scouting and keeping eyes on his opponent. He'll find this new TC. Maybe he'll find both. Should be worth it for MBL to keep roaming in a couple more knights. Liereyy has gotten through that wall of arrows that we were calling it, but it doesn't look like he's going to get much done. There's a mangonel there putting a lot of pressure on him. He's doing a really good job microing on top of this hill, dodging arrows, dodging mangonel shots for the time being, but it's not going to last forever. That mangonel will eventually clean him up. Maybe he can grab a vill or two there and be annoying. Nice little bit of aggression from him, but you can see how many archers or crossbows he probably lost trying to get through that wall. He needs siege to push on that front side. He's got one ram there forward. He just doesn't have a whole lot to protect it, so he's going to have to regroup for a moment. He needs to be able to deal with the mangonels of his opponent, or else it's just not going to get much done. Crossbows on the front here for the yellow player, but again, fighting a small army from MBL, mangonel will be there soon. There's no villager corpses around here. Oh, nice shot from MBL, right square onto those crossbows. There's just not any villagers dead here, so that's not really something you can consider to be raiding. Sending army forward and raiding are totally different things. You need to get some kills there. Heartt, though, will be building up a range. If we look at the villager count, Heartt's on 60, Lierey's on 63, MBL's on 60, but 8th Wonder is lagging way behind. At this point in the game, when I was watching live, it seems like a game where Liereyy needs to win his side. Heartt may be able to win his side versus MBL, but as long as Heartt can put up a decent defense, he should be able to let his teammate roll through and win. Liereyy here is so far ahead on villagers. He's got a decent sized army right now, 16 units. His opponent's on 17, so they're pretty equal militarily, but his eco is so much better. His eco is so much better than his opponent. He is 14 villagers ahead, and he should be able to take 8th Wonder on. However, 8th Wonder's defense right now has been a little bit of a problem for Liereyy. Nice micro there. He's going to get that mangonel for free and start roaming forward. 8th Wonder has done a nice job to stonewall up the backside. He's got a TC now on the top. It's a pretty tightly knit little community here. Pretty difficult to run in there and raid. So you really have to crack that nut with some siege, one would think. We'll see Liereyy probably mix some of that in here in just a moment. MBL still very aggressive on top of this hill. He's got double stables still up. He's built another tower to reinforce himself. He can start taking gold there if he wants. He's really all in on that front side, it feels like. Yellow player is doing a decent job to roam forward and grab a mangonel and needs to grab some vills. Right now, 8th Wonder, or MBL rather, on 81. He's a little bit ahead of Heartt, and he's invested so much in that tower push that really shouldn't be the case. Heartt should be very easily able to come in here and do some damage. You know, sniping a vill or two on this gold and idling it for a moment is not the best, but it's going to at least give him an opportunity to keep his opponent honest. Like I said, Heartt at this point has to be thinking about a stalemate sort of game with MBL while his teammate can probably win the other side. However, 8th Wonder's not going to take this lying down. +2/+1 crossbows. Roaming in, grabbing a couple vills on the farms, and heading straight toward Heartt. This could be a really interesting play because Heartt is pretty open on the back side of that eco. Heartt is very open there. All of a sudden, Heartt's crossbows still roaming around, couple of them dead, double mangonels out there on the front. MBL trying to predict where those crossbows are going. Just missing, but 2 mangonels is pretty difficult to dodge. We'll see. So far, Heartt has done a really good job to grab 1 mangonel for free. He should go back and try to get the other, I think. But he is going to call it quits. He's getting hit back at home. He needs to maybe turn his focus toward his own eco. Getting hit pretty hard here by 8th Wonder. A really nice play. Well, 8th Wonder's army is busy. Where is the army of Liereyy? Liereyy, where's your army, bro? Liereyy on 31 military, but I just don't see very much. I see 4 crossbows coming forward with a mangonel. Ah, here they are. Liereyy has turned his army around to take on 8th Wonder. Looks like Liereyy will be coming into that fight +2/+1, +2/+1 for 8th Wonder as well. Liereyy clearly having the numbers here, eventually going to chop all of these crossbows down. Imperial coming for Heartt, Imperial coming for 8th Wonder as we speak. So Liereyy has been playing very defensively for a player who's really got a big advantage on his nearest opponent. 94 vills now to the 71 of 8th Wonder. It's time to start roaming forward, I think, for Liereyy, especially since he's cleaned up 8th Wonder's aggression. He's up by 9 military. He's going to cling to that hill for now, but I think he has an opportunity here to come forward with some siege and do some damage. Meanwhile, MBL on this hill has tried to drop a castle. He'll be denied on that side. Hearttttt's doing a really good job to deny that castle. Saw that go down live. Sorry I didn't get it here on the rec, but Hearttttt did a really nice job. There was about 5 vills there from MBL trying to build that up. He identified what was going on, and he had just enough to push it back. MBL will back up and drop another castle. This was a moment I thought was really strange in the game. MBL is not going to concede that front area. He's still really all in invested on it. Building that castle there, not on the hill, is so interesting. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll see how he does with it. It's going to annoy both of these gold piles, and it's going to allow him to maybe keep some of these buildings up, but right now he's under a lot of pressure. We look at MBL, he's got a scout in the stable there and a couple of skirms, so he's in no position right now to try to push this back. Going to lose a few towers on the front, going to drop another castle here. 2 castles in succession for MBL. It certainly could be denied by his opponent. He's actually going to give up on that. He's going to back up and go double Siege Workshop, Imperial Age coming for the purple player. So MBL seems to be losing his forward, but he's still really, really invested on that forward front. A few more rams here from Hearttttt seem like they would come in and grab this castle for free, but MBL seems to think something different of this game. Still building more scouts. They will resist conversion by those enemy monks, and we'll see if that gets... let's see if that turns this one around. Arb is in for 8th Wonder, grabbing Ring Archer armor as we speak. Green player will be a little bit behind with the Arbs. He'll eventually get his Arbs in there. He'll eventually get them upgraded, but he's a few seconds behind 8th Wonder. Starting to wall up his own side here is Liereyy. He's got a castle on top of that hill. Very nice location. He's going to be able to start pushing on his opponent soon. This entire game, though, I've been thinking, why isn't Liereyy beating 8th Wonder? Why isn't Liereyy putting any pressure on 8th Wonder? He's really taking his time and building up a solid eco, and I suppose that strategy absolutely could work for him. Castle on top of the hill here for the yellow player. Looks like these villagers are in a lot of trouble. Onagers from MBL roaming forward. MBL making the investment to go to Onagers. We've seen him doing this a little bit lately. It is a great unit to try to change the game. Right now, MBL needs a unit to change the game. He's going to take down a couple of mangonels from his opponent. He's going to deny that castle for the time being and keep pushing on the front side. MBL using Onagers right now. He's on 5 military. He's got 3 Onagers here on the front and 2 random military units somewhere else. But those Onagers are being microed pretty damn well, and right now he's denying this castle, and this entire army from Hearttttt has nothing to say to Onagers. He's got absolutely nothing to do to stop Onagers. Another castle coming here for MBL, pushing on his opponent with a 3 Onager push, but that 3 push is going to turn into 7 very soon. MBL is all in for Onager production at the moment. Meanwhile, on the other front, we are finally seeing Liereyy get his butt in gear. He's going to start trebbing down. He's got 3 trebs on the hill. He's going treb v treb here, which is very interesting. Sometimes on offense, this isn't necessary. He could be attacking this castle, I suppose, if he wanted, but for now, he will be going treb v treb. Seems to have a massive advantage of Arbs versus his opponent. He's got 11 more units on the field. He's also got mangonels here forward to really deter this army from 8th Wonder. Lierey's going to win that side. I absolutely feel it. I know it in my heart. Hearttttt, though, is in trouble. As we said, he's sort of playing the game from a standpoint of, can I stalemate MBL? Can I hold on? And right now, holding on is really the only thing he can do. He's getting pushed on there. Hearttttt right now has 35 military, but it is all archer units that are going to be incredibly weak against Onagers. A couple stables coming up for the yellow player. If we look from Heartttt's point of view, we can see he doesn't have anything yet. He doesn't have anything yet building in those stables. He's going to circumvent this army for now and head either forward or to his opponent. Decent job there, dodging a couple big Onager shots from MBL, and he may go forward to help the green player. He may go forward to hit MBL, but still treb v treb from Liereyy. I don't like this at all. I mean, granted, I'm just a guy. I don't get to make any choices. But he's got the hill advantage. He should be able to knock that castle down. He seems to have a bigger military here, but you know, right now he's just focusing on killing those 2 trebs, and it's taking forever. In the meantime, MBL seems to be rolling up on his opponent here, Hearttttt. Hearttttt is in some trouble. MBL seems to be all in on this push. He's starting to add Samurai from 2 castles there on the front, taking gold, really intensely taking his opponent's gold. That's going to be a huge boost for him the further this game goes. That army roaming forward for the yellow player needs to get something done. Liereyy still very slowly rolling up 8th Wonder. One thing I noticed here live, when I was watching this live, is there's a couple of gold piles off to the side that 8th Wonder is going to transition villagers to. He's going to send a lot of vills over there, and at least for now, Liereyy has not scouted that side whatsoever, so he does not know those gold piles exist. For all intents and purposes, he's just totally in the dark right now. Let's see, we're going to see a big onager shot? No, MBL's going to lose another big onager there on the defensive. He's got a couple of siege workshops back at home so he can build more. Right now, raiding coming from the yellow player, but he's going to raid right in the shadow of this castle. Castle and TC Arrowfire at the same time is going to really chew up a lot of Heartt's army. Heartt loses about almost half of his army, certainly. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Wow, huge onager shots. Heartt loses everything on the front, and you can see what a difference a couple of onagers can make there. That is it in a nutshell. Sweet baby Jesus. That was one hell of an onager shot. MBL cutting that army down, and now he's raiding with Samurai. He's absolutely beating Heartt here, hands down. Heartt is in so much trouble. He could not repel MBL from this hill. Heartt is in so much trouble, he's still thinking Lierey's probably going to win his side. At least I'm thinking that live. Liereyy finally targeting down those trebs and castles. It took him forever. I mean, it took him 10 minutes of game time to, maybe more, to get his trebs kind of knocking down the other trebs and getting that castle down. Seemed like it was taking forever. Maybe it's just because MBL was slowly knocking on the door of Heartt. But we will see Liereyy here coming forward. Very important part of the game for him. He's got to get these rams down. He's got to get into this area. Nice defensive castle from 8th Wonder, who's thinking about holding on right now. 8th Wonder is thinking about holding on. He's building counters. He's clinging to the hill right now with skirms. He's got villagers over here on gold. Happy as a clam. He's got more gold on the back there, which he may... I think he will start taking that, if I remember correctly. But yeah, 8th Wonder is getting rolled up on by a superior army right now. He has caught up on villagers, but he's just so far behind because he's getting a little bit beat up on the front by trebs. However, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to matter because MBL is roaming through the economy of Heartt. Once this castle goes down, this is probably GG. Samurai will... yeah, they will do it slowly. Elite Samurai from MBL is in. It's going to take some time, though. A couple of monks there. Castle Arrowfire will slow those Samurai down, coming in bursts of about 10 or 12 right now. But MBL will eventually get those in, and he's got to get this castle down. He's got 2 trebs already working their way at it. These villagers will eventually get cleaned up. But Heartt's doing a good job to defend. He's doing a good job to slow his opponent. 8th Wonder's doing a good job, too. MBL's going to drop a siege workshop over here and start adding a little bit of siege to his teammates' defense. Like we saw, those onagers just so strong in defense. Trebs on the front for the green player. Still 4 trebs there. Castle will go down here pretty soon. Rams roaming in. He's got plenty of them here, but like we said, 1 or 2 onagers from MBL will actually make a pretty huge difference. That castle will certainly go down, but MBL will knock these rams down quite a lot. Capped rams versus onager, it's just 3 or 4 shots, 2 or 3 shots there, and they're losing HP like crazy. MBL's also gotten a decent shot in on the arbs, so this army from Liereyy is by no means going to steamroll this base, but absolutely should be able to treb it all down. Liereyy sending vills over. He's going to discover those gold piles, building up a market so he and his teammate can start trading corner to corner here, but MBL is all over the place with Samurai. He has taken that castle on the hill. Onagers are roaming in, and they can just do whatever they want to this eco. Heartt right now on 92 vills. Liereyy is really his last chance to win this game. One thing that's very interesting about this game, something you should probably keep an eye on, is these 2 archery ranges. 8th Wonder is going to keep quite a few units off to the side in these ranges before trying to fight Liereyy. And it's going to be very important to this attack. It's going to be very important to his defense. This cluster of units will go in behind this army from the green player. So the green player here has mostly counters. He's got some trebs. He's got some rams. We know that MBL will be defending with onagers. We know that 8th Wonder will be able to defend a little bit with more units from his side. But what he's going to do is build a decent-sized army and cap that group off from reinforcements. You can see this blue army here is they're not that focused on going forward. He's got another army here, not that focused on going forward. They're focused on stopping any reinforcements. That's going to redirect the green player to go the long way around for reinforcements, but we can see 8th Wonder has another army here just waiting for reinforcements to come in. Therefore, Lierey's push loses all its momentum. I like that play a lot from 8th Wonder. Really did squeeze the main army of his opponent, the big offensive army here, off from reinforcements ever so slowly by adding an army there on the left and one here as well further to the left. Mining gold happily on the side, that's really that's something Liereyy should not have allowed to happen, but in the end we'll see MBL beat hard on that side. That one skirmish for the hill really seemed to be the turning point in this game. MBL getting double castles down and then just raiding his opponent relentlessly. It's a good 2v2. Liereyy and Hearttttt played very nicely together. This is a set of 3 games. In this game, they did not get the best of their opponents, but they did win a few others. But I would say this game, certainly I was very disappointed in the pace of Lierey's army coming forward. It just seemed like it was taking him forever with a bigger army and a bigger eco. It was taking him forever to do any real damage to 8th Wonder, who's going to finish the game on 120 vils. We see trebs here forward, but we don't actually see any real damage. You know, we saw a few castles go down. We saw armies get decimated, but the villagers are just happily working off to the side, even working over here next to this push. So 8th Wonder and MBL get the win there. That's a 2v2. It's called How to Win. The reason I called it that is MBL switched to onagers, and MBL's commitment to this hill, I think, was really a move to win the game instead of a move to not lose it. He could have easily walked back home and reboomed and tried to win the game otherwise, but I don't think he would have done so fast enough to keep his opponent or his teammate alive. And on the other side, we saw Liereyy sort of not embrace the how to win philosophy. He was really very, very slowly pushing forward, not very aggressive at all in this game. We also saw 8th Wonder cut off those armies, so I think that was a really nice play from him. That's how you defend, I suppose. Cut off the reinforcements. Nonetheless, I'm Killer Beat. Thanks for tuning into this video. Let me know what you guys think about this. You can catch me live, Killer_B_AOC at Twitch. Find me on Twitch. Find me on Twitter as well. We'll be back soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.